Rosemary, Robert Picardo here, your doctor from Star Trek Voyager, wishing you a very happy 15th birthday on May 17th from your loving dad. He's told me some very sweet things about you. He said, and these are his exact words, you are smart, funny, and the most appreciative and kind daughter that you could expect. Now, from a father of two daughters, I realize that's a pretty extraordinary summation of your qualities. I love my two daughters very much. They're considerably older. They're adults now, 30 and 32. But as I said, I love them very much. And I think that I couldn't give a more wonderful summation of their qualities than your dad has given you, okay? First of all. In fact, why don't I tell you a little story about how my daughters reacted to my being cast on Star Trek. They knew their dad was an actor, but when I was cast on Star Trek, my younger daughter was only about 4.5 years old. That's Gina. And her older sister, Nikki, was about 7. Okay. So Voyager goes on the air, and I remember distinctly sitting and watching it in the living room. And Gina said, "Why are you so mad, Daddy? Daddy's so mad." Because I didn't smile at all as the character, because when the Doctor was first activated, he really, really didn't care for the fact that he was a full-time chief medical officer, because he was designed only for emergency medical use. And with the ship's doctor having tragically died in the pilot of Voyager, now he was going to be the doctor all the time. So he didn't care for that. So he never smiled. My character never smiled for the first 2 seasons. And my daughter didn't understand that, because I smiled all the time to her at home. But I thought my older daughter, Nikki, understood that I was an actor and, playing different characters, and that it was make-believe. And I just thought she got all that until one day she said, "Daddy, why do you have to drive to the studio every day? Why doesn't the Voyager just fly over our house and beam you aboard?" And I said, "Honey, I think it's time that you came to visit the set." So I took the boat to the set, which they love visiting, because there's all sorts of free things on a television shooting set, like donuts and gum and candy, and it's very exciting for a young person. They found that far more interesting than the show that we were actually shooting. In any case, I was reminiscing a little bit about my daughters being young, and I guess what I was doing was really enjoying the fact that you mean so much to your dad that he wanted to make this special tribute to you with a message from me. And I would have felt exactly the same way if my kids, when they were around 15 years old, had a special television show and something like Cameo was available to give a special message to my special daughter. And that's the way your dad feels about you. You're so special. He wanted to do this for you. I hope you enjoyed it. I appreciate that you loved my character in 7 of 9 very much. We had a great relationship, the characters on that show, and I'll let you in on another little secret. That was based on a suggestion that I gave the producers. I thought it would be funny if the Doctor assumed that he would be a better teacher of how to become human again, because 7 was Borg and now reclaiming her humanity. I thought it was funny that the Doctor, even though he was a hologram and not a human, thought he would be a better teacher of how to be human than a human member of the crew. So I suggested we have role-playing exercises where I teach her appropriate behavior under various circumstances. And they loved that idea, and that went on for the whole 4 years that Jerry Ryan was on the show playing 7 of 9. So now you know that behind-the-scenes story too, and not appropriate to toast you with alcohol, so I have a little weak iced tea here that looks a little like wine, but I guarantee you it's weak iced tea. So cheers, have a wonderful 15th birthday from your dad and from your doctor.